Okay, well, I think our first speaker is Alessio, so I'm sure with the magic of technology, we can bring him on stage to join us at this moment. Here he is. Hi, Alessio. How are you today?
I'm very good. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, Alessio.
Nice to talk to you. Now, I've just revealed this to you off stage, but I know that you're a big Juventus fan, but you didn't know till a few minutes ago that my local team in Nottingham, Notts County, gave you your first set of kit in 1903.
Wow.
So there's a bit of a local link with Juventus there.
Very, very nice. No, I didn't know this. Really, I'm very surprised. I didn't know this story.
Okay. So, well, we've had... Go on, Dan.
Sorry, I didn't want to cut in there, but that's the reason, Alessio, that Juventus play in black and white stripes and have done so to this very day, because the first kit was from Notts County, who play in black and white stripes.
I can't believe I didn't know this story. Shame on me.
Well, tell you what, though, there's a big difference between the standard of football that the two clubs play, but never mind, these things happen. Anyway, I'm sure there'll be people dying to get the agenda sort of on the way here, Alessio. Now, you're going to be talking about the continuously evolving world of business. So I think without further ado, I'm going to say that the stage is yours, and let's let this morning begin.
Thanks a lot, Brian. Thank you very much. First of all, I am really excited to be here. This is our first major event in 2021, so I am really excited to start with an event dedicated to service provider for UK and Ireland. My name is Alessio Murroni, and I am the VP Sales for Europe, and I'm currently talking and presenting from the Milan office in Italy. So, first of all, I want to share something with you. The Cambium Networks is growing, is winning, is expanding, and it is scaling. Our wireless fabric portfolio is being really, really successful. The market is recognizing that the wireless fabric, the full end-to-end solution, it's a very strong value proposition. And another thing that I want to do, I want to thank each one of you. Why? Because last year was a challenging year, but we have managed to succeed in spite of the COVID pandemic. It was a difficult year. I remember that with the first lockdown, we didn't know what was going to happen. Actually, we had a very successful year, thanks to each one of you. We have a lot of things which are about to launch or have just been launched, like the 60 giga CM Wave platform, but also the upcoming 20 giga CM Wave platform. This will allow Cambium to build and strengthen its footprint in the service provider carrier market. Another thing which is happening, which I think is really exciting, is that the journey from small, medium business to enterprise is continuing. So our Wi-Fi portfolio started with a small, medium business positioning, but is going up into the food chain, as I like to say, and we are gaining market share both from the low-end vendors and the high-end vendors. This is happening for a variety of reasons, like, for example, first of all, I would say the product positioning, but then also the software features, the CM Maestro X, which we have just released, and also the Cambium Care support. I will say that our fixed wireless access portfolio is proven last year to be really superior in terms of performances with our competitors. There were a lot of things that happened last year, like traffic increase due to the lockdown and the work from home. And in the next few slides, I will tell you how Cambium has performed during this challenging period. So I want to share something about internet traffic and the application, because I think this information just are really useful to understand why Cambium is performing. So first of all, did you know that roughly 80% of the current internet traffic is actually video traffic, gaming platform, or either social media traffic? All the rest of the internet traffic is only 20%. During the lockdown, YouTube was over 50% of the global traffic, which is remarkable. There was a big boost. Also, Netflix had a very strong traffic increase. They were even forced to reduce the resolution, the quality of their video, to avoid network saturation. It was the year of the video streaming platform. You see here Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Disney. I can bet that each one of you has a subscription for at least one of these platforms. Actually, I have a subscription for 3 platforms. I'm resisting from Hulu, but I think I'm going to go down that way too. So that was really, really a popular year for the video streaming platform. Let's talk about the new normal. Probably you recognize yourself into this picture. This is the new normal. In your house, in your apartment, there are different people, each one connected to the network for different purposes. Somebody is working and using probably either Zoom or Teams for video conferences. Somebody else is watching, I don't know, Amazon Prime or Netflix during the TV, during a chill out session. Somebody else is working out, but even today, when you're working out, you can watch YouTube, you can train using the Peloton app. So there are a lot of different people that are simultaneously using the broadband. So this is why during the first COVID wave back in March, the internet traffic grew 40%. Luckily for us, the increase was spread across the entire day and not at peak time in the evening. So the reality is that broadband consumer networks are facing the biggest change in the telco history. Why? Because internet traffic used to be distributed among enterprise customers, among schools, and public Wi-Fi networks and residential customers. Now, everything merged into consumer networks. You can see from the table below the picture that the upstream traffic increased significantly during the lockdown. It's not only about the download, is now very important also the upstream, and most of all, I will keep repeating the quality, and most of all, the user experience. I want to share something. As more people are moving from main city to the countryside, there will be a need to strengthen telco infrastructures. This is already happening. And we know, and I hope we all agree on this, that fiber to the home networks have a lot of return of investment challenges when you try to deploy them in rural areas. Reality is that without public funding, the business model is usually unsustainable. On the other hand, the rural areas are indeed the sweet spot for fixed wireless access. And last year, during the pandemic, our WISP managed to perform, managed to scale their networks. They really managed to demonstrate that fixed wireless access is a successful technology that was able to grow and scale quickly, unlike fiber to the home and other wired connections. And the traffic boost, as I shared earlier, was mainly happening for the exponential growth of video streaming application. What's happening around us? First of all, smart working is changing completely the way we work and interact with other people. Whether you're working, whether you are connected with other people on social media, whether you're watching your favorite movie series, you're always using broadband to connect. That's key. So basically, broadband has become the #1 enabler for everything we do. That's clear. Wireless is the new normal. I don't know about you, but I forgot the last time I plugged a network cable into my PC. Actually, my PC doesn't even have a network port, so it's very simple. I can only use wireless. Cost-effective broadband and high-quality user experience actually match perfectly with Cambium positioning. You may have heard about our objective, which is affordable quality. Another thing which is helping us is that 5G has helped fixed wireless access to become a mainstream technology. COVID-19 and the pandemic will have a lasting impact on Cambio. First of all, fixed wireless access is clearly as a winner. We are facing and we will see increased momentum while 5G technology takes root. And another thing which is happening is that the millimeter wave regulations is opening up. So fixed wireless access is going to be stronger. Is already strong, is going to be stronger in the year to come. We have tremendous opportunity thanks also to the digital transformation, which is a powerful business driver, and wireless networks are the enablers of the digital transformation. Let's talk about the new developing communities. They will be served by all sizes and types of service provider. This is not about the strongest brand will get all the customer. Is about the quality, is about the user experience. Whoever can provide that type of quality and that type of user experience will get to the customer. We need to increase our vertical market focus, and there is tremendous need in healthcare, in education, in retail, in municipality. And there is not a single week where we don't have other large opportunity around Europe, a lot in UK, around healthcare, around education. This market is booming. Tier 2, Tier 3 service provider that in the past were not keen to embrace 5 gigahertz or unlicensed spectrum, they are now changing their ideas, and they are keen and willing to adopt next generation fixed wireless access and 5G technologies. Another things that have a lasting impact on Cambium is that the consumer customer has changed. What I mean with this, the need of a residential customer are pretty close to the one of a small medium business, because while you work from home, you need to have security, you need to have more privacy. So the residential customer is having new needs that we as Cambium and service provider, we can definitely meet. I want to show something which is, I think it was really interesting. When I found it, I thought I wanted to share with you. This picture shows, this report shows what were the performances, downlink performances, before and after login. I found this report, which was mainly for Italy. And it's really interesting because you basically see all the service provider except one had a big drop during the lockdown. There was only one which basically didn't have any performance degradation. It was Euro, which is actually a Cambium customer, is probably one of the largest fixed wireless access service provider in the world. As you can see, all the other service provider, they had a pretty significant performance degradation. I want to give just a snapshot of the technology that we have today and the one that we're going to develop in the near future. Into this graph, you can see on the horizontal axis, the subscriber density and the distance, and on the vertical axis, you can see the megabits, the subscriber bandwidth. What we can do today is that with 60 gigahertz, we can provide a solution which can provide up to 1 gigabit per customer in short distances for high dense urban area. And this is based on 802.11ay technology. Actually, the aggregate sector capacity, it can go up to 15 gigabits, and we can provide services to up to 30 subscribers. So this is a tremendous new market, which is able to address residential and enterprise connectivity in a high-density urban area. But also, this technology can be used to provide the CCTV backup for municipalities and private networks, and also Wi-Fi backup. If you want to have a technology for longer distance, then we will release in Q3 the new generation of CM wave that will cover from 26 to 28 gigahertz. It's going to be based on the 5G and our air interface, and we will be able to provide up to 400 megabit per subscriber. In this case, we're going to be able to plan around 5-kilometer sector distance, which basically position this platform into more residential enterprise connectivity in urban area or rural area with the mid density. And then we go to our traditional core business, which is basically the solution that are currently available, like the PMP for 50 ham, or actually Medusa, as we like to call it, and ePMP 3000, which are solutions that are able to provide up to 100 megabits per subscriber, up to 10 kilometer range. And we are already working on the next generation technologies for both the ePMP 3000 that will go to X, and for PMP for 50M. So Cambium is able to provide today and in the near future an array of solutions that fit basically every need, whether it is distance, capacity, or subscriber density. So I think this is really exciting, and most of all, you can manage all the Cambium products with a single pane of glass through CM Maestro. So this is our wireless fabric. This is actually a snapshot of our wireless fabric. My colleagues will go more in details into the solution in the following presentation. I really think we are in the right place at the right time. Why? Because UK, first of all, is the second country in the world to have released 6 gigahertz spectrum for Wi-Fi. So there is additional spectrum that will be used for Wi-Fi indoor. And this helped tremendously to build more capacity into our Wi-Fi networks. Another thing which I think is really positive is that this is the year of the Wi-Fi 6 migration. The Wi-Fi 6 migration is growing. 2021 is a year where many networks, most of the networks, will migrate to Wi-Fi 6. We are also at the right time in UK because there is already the 60 gigahertz regulation. It's already in place, unlike, unfortunately, many other countries in the EU. So there is a brand new market with a brand new technology, which is cost effective and can provide the gigabit capacity. We keep having ongoing network traffic increase, and as I said earlier, this really helps when you have a technology who are recognized the market to provide superior performances. Quality is key. So it is key for video streaming and collaboration platform. And the Cambium is able to provide quality, most of all, affordable quality. This is our key and strong positioning. I want to conclude with some key messages. So first of all, I strongly invite each one of you, don't miss the enterprise Wi-Fi opportunity. I repeat it, don't miss the enterprise Wi-Fi opportunity. Do you know that roughly 1/3 of the Wi-Fi sales in Europe are driven by WISP and service provider? Wireless broadband connectivity enables enterprise solutions. A lot of our customers, a lot of you, are becoming managed service provider, are providing enterprise-centric applications. This is very important. It's not only about residential connectivity. There is a lot more to do with enterprise connectivity. And as I said earlier, a residential customer has different needs compared to the pre-pandemic era, and now his needs are closer to the one of a small medium business. And last but not least, 60 gigahertz flexible and cost-effective deployment opens a brand new market. I will say to each one of you, embrace the challenge. This was my last slide, Brian, so I hand it over to you.
Okay, thank you, Alessio. Well, what a cracking start. I found myself making notes of all those statistics. It's just remarkable, isn't it, what's happened to the network? And I guess we've been very fortunate that that load has been spread sort of through the day. But it's certainly an exciting time for fixed wireless. I've actually got a question here that's come into you, which I think you've more or less explained already. But the question is, why should service providers start working with Cambium?
That's a good question, Brian. I think there are a lot of reasons, and I guess I cannot speak for 20 minutes, so I will try to keep it short. Okay. So the reason why a service provider should start working with Cambium is really because of our product positioning and affordable quality, is because we can provide an array of solutions which fit every deployment scenario. So we don't have a single product platform that we try to fit into every single need. We have a portfolio, which is actually a wireless fabric portfolio, and we can help customers end to end, from the switching to the Wi-Fi, to the backhaul, to the fixed wireless access. And we have a very powerful management system, CM Maestro. We just released CM Maestro X, which is really a powerful tool which can help customer to really exploit the best performances out of our portfolio. And last but not least, we have a stronger network of distributors. We provide the pre-sale support, so we will support you very closely into your network deployment and help you to be successful.
Okay, I do have another question for you, but just before I ask you that, can I just remind the audience that you're very welcome to add comments, send questions into the chat area, because I'm sure you've all been fascinated like I have, but make sure you take advantage of that facility. The other question, which again you did briefly touch on, Alessio, is about, can fixed wireless really compete with fiber?
Brian, I think that the question is a little misleading, I would say. Why? Because I think that yes, fixed wireless access can compete with fiber, but actually I think that it can be really complementary. We have a lot of service providers that have been deploying fiber optic for the last few years. They want to use fixed wireless access, like specifically in this case 60 gigas, for the last 100, 300 meters. So I would like to stop saying that there is either fixed wireless access or fiber. The two technologies can actually complement each other, and they can get stronger thanks to this. So I think that this is really the case. So we can provide a fiber-like performances, as I said, 1 gigabit, 400 meg in rural area, in places where fiber to the home cannot be deployed. But even if can be deployed, actually, we will still need some backhaul capacity somewhere in our network. So I think they can really match perfectly.
Okay, well, Alessio, thank you. That was a tremendous start to the morning. Thank you so much for giving that presentation to us.
Thanks a lot, Brian. Thank you very much. Thanks to everybody.